So I'm James Shillcock and I'm the founder of Vivid Drinks. Vivid is a range of matcha green tea drinks. My business idea came from actually working for a tea company. So I was working at an independent tea company called We Are Tea by St Paul's Cathedral in London, and we had a whole range of loose leaf teas that we were selling there, and I was taking the product into stores like Harrods, Harvey Nicks, Whole Foods. But at the same time I was blending up different iced tea blends at home. When I was sent some matcha green tea powder, I was blending that with fresh lime, ginger and honey. It was an amazing drink, naturally energising, and that kind of sparked an idea, and I took the idea to the guys at Whole Foods, who absolutely loved it, and it kind of went from there. I think turning business from an idea to reality is probably the hardest thing to do. Everyone's got good ideas, but actually going out and doing them is the tricky part. So I think, having worked for a startup in the industry that I wanted to work in food and drink retail, that gave me the confidence, and so I just started playing around at home with different blends of matcha green tea and juice. Then once I had that formulation, I took that to some stores, got their feedback. Then I went and sat down with a design agency, started talking about potential ideas for the design, and before we knew it, we had a whole group of people that wanted this project to progress, and that really built our momentum, and it kind of grew from there. The key events that helped our business grow, there's been plenty of them. I think going to the buyers of the stores that we are stocked in before we'd actually completed the formulation of the product has really helped fast track our product. We got the buyers of, say, Whole Foods and Planet Organic and As Nature Intended involved in the process of developing our product, and they felt really bought in. So as soon as we actually completed the product, we went straight onto their shelves. So that really sped things up. I've also been very fortunate to work with some amazing people, all the way from the design agency that did our packaging, to the production site, and also the employees that we've taken on in the business. What made me realise that the business was succeeding is a very good question, because sometimes it doesn't always feel that way. There's lots of ups and downs. We're still a very, very young business, and we've got a lot to prove still. We're in a very competitive market space, but we've got some amazing listings under our belt, including the likes of Whole Foods, Waitrose, Selfridges, Harvey Nicks. But I think the thing that really did it for me and got us all very excited was when the Whole Foods buyer came back to us and said that Vivid was the most successful tea-based drink launch that he had ever seen in their stores, and that as feedback, made our day. In terms of biggest challenges and biggest mistakes that we've made as a business, I guess one of the toughest things was we had a real trademark issue when we first launched. So we started developing the brand before we'd actually had the trademark signed off. That was kind of my optimistic naivety, and sure enough, we had a trademark issue come in, and it went to lawyers, and they said we didn't stand a chance, and basically I ended up pleading with the law firm of the company that were coming to us to get off, and I caught the lawyer. I caught her on a Friday evening before a bank holiday weekend. I think she must have been in a good mood. She let us off. But other difficulties have been, one thing that we've learned is that you can't just win a customer, win a new stockist and expect the product to sell. You have to put extra additional work in there, and that's now really, really important to us, that any new stockists we bring on, we show them care and attention, and we actually make sure that the product sells well through them. One of them, which is very specific to our industry, is where is your product going to be positioned on the shelves. It's basic, it sounds basic now that we know it, but when we first started talking to one of the supermarkets, we were kind of unaware of this, and our product was put on the ambient, the dry shelves at the back of the store rather than in the front of the store fridges, and that makes a massive difference. It's really, really difficult to succeed when you're on those shelves at the back of the store. And so now, going into those conversations with any supermarkets, we know, we turn down that deal unless we're going in the front of the store. And as it happens, we turned down an offer of 300 stores from one of the biggest supermarkets just today because of that negotiation. For anybody starting out today, I think my biggest piece of advice would be, if you can, go and work for a startup in the industry that you want to work in. You'll learn a lot. You learn what works, what doesn't, and you'll also build a network and an understanding of the industry. I'd also write a business plan. It's basic, but that will be your roadmap. And that will once you've really worked on that business plan and you're confident in it, that will give you the confidence to then go on and get things started. The other thing is actually just get started. That's one of the hardest things to do. And once you get started, you'll get momentum. You'll get other people involved. They will encourage you along the way, and it will get the ball rolling. So I guess in terms of core values for our business, number one is the product has to be natural and taste great. This all started because I have a love for tea, and I was blending up matcha green tea at home, and so when we started developing, it was all about creating something that was as close to that original product as possible. But in today's day and age, you can't create something, we use matcha green tea, which is amazing, has amazing health benefits for you, but you can't just create a healthy product, it has to taste great as well. And so that's where we start from, that we want to create healthy and great tasting products. And the other thing is that the Vivid as a brand is all about being bright, full of life, and having clear heads, and that's something that our brand really stands for.